Hello everybody, in this video I'm gonna present a topic that most probably will disappoint you a lot. Okay, it's a topic related to discrimination, in particular female discrimination, but not only. But I hope you will not be upset with me. I'm here to point the finger and say, look, there is a problem there, the problem is not me. But don't get too much upset because there is a solution that I will tell you later. Okay, so let's get in. So before entering into the topic, let me make some kind of disclaimer because when you speak on the web, always somebody misunderstands and so on. So let me represent the female discrimination with a wall that's, say, discriminating the possibilities. And each brick, if you see, should represent one problem that we should solve. Now, in one video, I cannot solve all the problems, and maybe I cannot even understand all of them. I am a male, so I cannot really. But I will try, to solve one problem. So let's say just remove one brick, right? This is not the final solution, it's just partial solution, but a long journey starts with a small step. So this is the aim of this video. Of course, I will also speak about other discriminations, so let me represent, let's say this is racism, and I will try also to remove one brick from the discrimination, right, because of racism. Well, I didn't have enough brown bricks, so the wall is smaller, but doesn't mean it's a smaller problem. Before discussing about the discrimination, let me remind you some basic facts of economy that you might be familiar with or maybe not, and those are the demand and supply laws in economy. Now, if you are really not familiar, you can watch, there is 1 million YouTube videos explaining, but let me just refresh your memory if you are not a bit familiar. So this is the supply law, as most of the time they present to you, and they say, okay, let's say there is a commodity and there is a certain supply. When the price raises, more people are willing to supply you, so you have a higher quantity of supply. When the price drops, less people are willing, right, to supply, so we have lower quantity. There is also the demand law that's somehow similar, and that's saying, okay, when the price is high, the demand is low. Few people have enough money to buy, right? When the price is low, more people are willing to buy, so you will need more quantities, right? So, first of all, people in economy don't understand basic math. Let me complain for 2 seconds. Normally, when you make any diagram like this, here you put the independent variable, and here the dependent variable. Here you put the cause, and here you put the effect. So normally you say, when we vary this, then the other will react in this and that way. So they say, when we vary this, then they go in the wrong direction. They should make it something like this. Okay, economists don't need to understand math. Then don't wonder why we are in a constant crisis. But I'm not here to speak about this today. Anyway, let me look at this law from a different perspective. Let's say how the quantity actually influences the price. And in particular, let's try to think of this law like I'm in an auction and I want to sell this pen. So let's say there is a high quantity of people willing to buy the pen. So let's say I want to sell for 10 euros, $10. And then there is a guy saying, oh, I want to buy for 11. And then another guy is like, no, 12, 13, 14, 15. More people willing to buy and the price will raise. Big quantity of people want to buy, the price will go up. Similarly, if nobody wants to buy, I was trying to sell for 10, but then nobody is buying. So I will say, okay, guys, I offer for 8. Nobody. 6. Come on, guys, 5. No, I get sad, but at some point I will find somebody willing to buy for 2. So few people desire to buy, low price for this pen. The price of something is dependent of how many people are interested in this. In a similar way, we can look at this like how many people are producing pens. So when few people are producing pen, this is rare, and you're willing to buy a lot and pay a lot for it. So like gold, there is few gold on planet, you pay a lot. But if we suddenly increase a lot the production of this pen, many people say, oh, let's produce pen because they are expensive. You have a higher quantity on the market, and then you have lower price for the pen. So this reasoning will convince you that there is no written in the sky, in the stars, whatever, in the Bible. No. The price of a pen is dependent of the situation, not on the value itself of the pen. Now, this holds for a pen, but holds also for you when you search for a job. That's the point we are getting closer to the discrimination topic. Let's say there are many companies searching for your role, people with your skills, and they don't find on the market. So many companies searching for you. Your salary will be high. Let's say no company is interested in what you are able to do, and you get a small salary, right? So you better to try to move in a market where you are the only one able to do something and everybody needs you. Of course, you will get a higher salary. Similarly, we can look at this law, right? There are many people looking for a job with your same skills, a similar job. Your salary will be low. Few people, they look for a job. Okay, now, how does this influence the discrimination? Well, let me say we are in a society where only males are allowed to work, right? Few people are willing to work, and their salary is high. Now we move our society into a situation where both male and females work. There are more people looking for a job. So when you hear a company saying, okay, we are willing to hire both male and females, we are not discriminating, yeah, it's true, they are. But let me finish the sentence, we are willing to hire both male and females so we can lower your salary. That's the discrimination. Let me tell you in a different perspective. Sometimes we hear companies speaking about salary gap. So the male take this salary and the female take this salary, right? And they say, yeah, we have to fill the salary gap because it's not nice to have this discrimination. And in your mind, you read this sentence saying, okay, salary gap, let's fill it. So we raise the female salary. This is what you think. What will actually happen is like, la. Before the female was underpaid, now both male and female are underpaid. You are equally discriminated. Is this a better society? Well, at least there is no discrimination, if you are happy. Okay, actually the situation is even worse. Because, let's say, before there is only Damiano, white male, taking 10. Let's say a salary of 10, whatever currency, doesn't really matter. Now, a nice lady comes with the same skills and she is willing to take 5. Right. Now HR will go to Damiano and say, okay, look, there is this girl, she's gonna take 5. So you have to lower your salary or you get fired. And this will not go here, will go here. Because Damiano will say, okay, and I will work for 4. Now the girl that was willing to work for 5, she will say, okay, I will work for 3. And then Damiano for 2, right? And then you go down, let's say, to a very low salary for both. So the company before was paying 10 to have Damiano, now the company is paying, 2 and 2, total of 4, but to have 2 workers. So, I don't know if you're happy. What I'm telling you is quite sad. But please, let me make again the disclaimer. I'm explaining you a problem. I'm not creating the problem, so don't be upset with me. I'm telling, look in this direction, there's a problem, okay? Of course, the same situation will hold when you have a society that starts including, right, the minorities. So, this is a society where only males are working. Now you add male and females, and now you might even evolve into where you include the minorities, so not white people, whatever, and then, you go even more in this direction, but this will end up in a even lower salary. So companies are willing to be inclusive? Yes, because they can pay you a lower salary. Now, you might think I'm crazy and telling you something doesn't make any sense, but try to think one moment. I will give you an example to convince you that what I'm saying makes sense. In the past, you had this society where the male was going to work and the female stay home and taking care of the house, taking care of the kids. The salary of a man was enough to run the entire family. Nowadays, this is not possible anymore. Most of the case, both male and female or couple, whatever, even if you're two males or two females, but anyway, you need two salaries to run the family. One salary is not enough anymore. Let me give you another example. I've been looking at the price of the housing, right, in different cities around the world. Of course, you get different numbers because you have different law, different situation, and whatever. But I can tell you, on average, you pay to rent an apartment between 30 and 50% of the family income. Okay? Depends on the country, but more or less we are in this range. It means in this city the average family earns 1,000 a month, 500 is going for the rent. 300, 400, 500 depends, but let's stay on 500 just to make next calculation simple. Of course, I could take 42%, but yeah, let's take 50%, much simpler. Now, let's think what's the family income. In a discriminating society where the male alone is working, the family income is one salary. So the rent is on average, let's say, half of the average salary. But if you have a city where there is no masculine, both male and female work, you end up having families where both male and female are working and the rental is one salary. So basically it's twice as expensive, right? It means now the couple, they both must work because one salary is gone just to pay the house and the other is to live, food, whatever else. So when you evolve, when you transition your city from masculist to more feminine friendly, it ends up that the landlords, they suddenly get almost twice income by renting the houses. Before it was half of a salary for each family, now it's an entire salary. So, if you are owner of many apartments in a discriminating city, try to make it, female friendly. It's a good business, unfortunately. Of course, let's not, get confused. I'm telling you about a society that before females stay at home and don't work at all, and now they go to work. So basically you have this effect. You increase the number of people looking for a job, and this will decrease the salaries. If you are in a situation where both male and female work, but the females do, let's say, lower jobs, while the males are in management, this is a discriminating society. And if you transition to a society where both have the same opportunities, this will not change at all this. So it's not going to influence the salary, even though there is still the effect of the salary gap. Why do I have to pay you as a manager when I can take this lady for a lower salary? So, of course, when we speak about economy, the situation can be way more complex, but, try to keep in mind what I'm telling you, okay? And the same, of course, holds when you have a society where, certain race has higher salary and another discriminated race, cannot access to the job. If they can access, all the same argument holds, of course. Keep in mind a warning that not everybody that is offering an help to you is actually helping you, right? This reminds me of an amazing movie that maybe you didn't see so far. It's, My Name is Nobody. And in this movie, there is an amazing story about the bird that was trying to fly. And I don't want to give you a spoiler. If you have time, watch this. It's amazing. And the small bird that's trying to fly is you. Let me give you another real sad example, but somehow touched my feeling because I was living in Krakow when it happened. So let's say you are a company, you're looking for somebody that is able to code, to look at big data, knows about finance, knows about IT in general, artificial intelligence, 1 million skills. And of course you don't want to pay a good salary to this person with so many skills. Now, if you hire this person, I don't know, in US or in Western Europe, let's say rich, and you want to pay such a tiny salary, it's illegal. But if you hire this person, let's say, in Eastern Europe or South Asia, and you pay nuts, right, this is legal. Now, what's the problem? That there was kind of a gold run, gold race, call it as you like. All companies moving to Eastern Europe to hire cheap labor. And what happened? Of course, the price of the salary raised. Many companies ran to East Europe trying to hire cheap laborers, but then the market got spoiled. So basically, the good people, good in the sense with all the skills you need, got hired and there are no anymore left in the market. Now, suddenly, a war starts. Nobody expected this, and you have a huge wave of refugees escaping from the war and try to find whatever happiness, whatever we can call happiness, in a neighbor country. And all the companies are like saying, yeah, we are really committed to help the refugees, offering them a job so they can have a nice life. This is real sad. This is before the war. You finish. There are no anymore skilled workers on the market, but now there are all the refugees. Companies all really committed in helping the refugees, offering them a job. This is what they say. Let me continue the sentence. Yeah, really committed so we can pay them a lower salary. So let me recap the scenario I'm describing you. I told you I was making you real sad. I was giving you real bad news. Let me recap. So this is the discrimination for racism. This is the discrimination for women. And, we try to give some opportunity at work. So we reduce a bit the discrimination for women. We reduce a bit the racism. Fine. And the outcome? This is the wall separating you from the rich people. And now we are less racist. And now we are less masculist. Right? Because, let me tell you the truth about discriminations. Let's say there is a nice club, super exclusive, right? And you cannot enter because you are a woman. Then this club is masculist. Let's say you cannot enter the club because your skin is the wrong color. Then this is racism. Or you cannot enter because your sexual orientations. Okay, that's homophobia. But what is, if you cannot enter because you are poor, well, that's fine, it's normal. The world is not divided in white and black. It's divided in rich and poor. This is a citation from another amazing movie, by the way. Here the title I will add later on. Now that I make you really sad, before telling you the solution to this problem, let me tell you my feelings. Every day I go to work and, I love my job. My boss might be watching, but I have a friend of mine, he doesn't like to work. I love my job, he doesn't like to work. He doesn't like to fight to have a promotion and so on and so forth. And actually, he will be really happy to find a woman that she desires to work, she desires to have an amazing career, becoming mega director, while he is staying at home and, taking care of the house, taking care of the kids, and so on and so forth. So, in case you are a woman and you are really interested in this kind of man, feel free to ping me that I will pass the info to my friend that doesn't like to work. Of course, my friend, I love my job. Yeah. And what? It's really fun that they manage to convince you that you have to fight for a career. You have to work hard to get your promotion. You must desire a promotion. You must desire a career. It's not your right to decide what you want to do. You must desire a career. That's freedom. So, are you living in a city where the rental is very high? Are you struggling in paying your bills? Right? Are you in a society that claims to be, discrimination-free? right? You are here. But, there is a solution to all of this. I mean, I made you so sad, but I'm laughing because in this video, the aim, the final target is to fight this problem. It's not just to tell you there is a problem. There is a solution, okay? We are going into a more inclusive society, but through a wrong path. The solution, remember, it's already written here. Before masculist, it's here, discriminating, it's here, inclusive is here. Let's try to be inclusive here. This is what we have to do, inclusive here. So how can we make this? The solution is simple. Let's say masculine society, men working 40 hours a week, women staying at home working 0 hours a week. The solution would be, let's keep in total 40 hours a week for the family, 40-hour work, where we split. The male works 20 hours, the female works 20 hours. Okay, part-time, that's the solution, part-time, right? I say 40 hours a week, but in some country they work 35, some country 38, some 42, okay? I take an average of 40 hours a week, doesn't really matter. Do we really need to work so much? We are going into a world with more technology, more machines that should work for us, right? We don't really need to work so many hours a week. Why don't we just lower the amount of hours and have more time? So instead of being a couple where you must pay, I don't know, a babysitter because you work, she works, and right. Let's say you work, one of the two is working in the morning and the other is working in the afternoon. Both of them, they split the duty of having an income for the family, and then, during the half of day that is free, you can stay with your kids, you can take care of the house, but, without rushing and so on. Okay, the society will be a bit less rich because less people working at the end will be, the DPG will not grow that much, but do we really need, to keep the DPG growing and growing? I have enough food this year. Do I need 3% extra next year and 3% next year? And do I really need it? And then I'm sacrificing myself, right? At the end, you work more, but all your money, they go to the landlord. Or your salary is lower, so the value created by your work stays to the company, let's say, so to the landlord of the company. So what we are doing now is making the rich people richer. Did you hear any news where they say, oh, come on, in the modern world, the rich people are becoming richer. Few people are holding the majority of the wellness in the world. There are several reasons in economy. There is always many reasons, playing together, but still, be careful, be careful. So the aim of this video was to warn you about a problem. The more inclusive society leads to more poor people, okay? The solution is to work less. I share with you the idea. I hope you don't hate me, but you say, thanks, Damiano, for, sharing your opinion. Maybe you disagree with my opinion, feel free. I mean, let's be civilized, not as usual with trolls. Well, if you want to insult me, I'm not gonna read your message, but feel free to put down whatever comment. And if you like my idea, just, share the idea. I don't really care you share my video, share the idea, talk to other people, try to convince them that we must evolve in different direction, okay?